alto sax man who took over after Sun Ra died. Sun Ra was invited to play at the Grande Ballroom with John Sinclair's influence on us getting. And we played with them. And that's, you're talking about a 20-piece orchestra. And they had no place to stay, so we let them stay at our house on Hill Street in Ann Arbor. So here we had these 20 musicians all hanging out. They're all cool. And we're hanging with them, getting to know them and whatnot. They played the Grande, they were fantastic. And at that point, I'm not quite sure, but maybe about 6 months later, we started wearing sparkly clothes. Everybody's wives, girlfriends, and lovers, we would incorporate them into the system, the White Panther system, to make us clothes. So we started making sparkly clothes. You know? Well, the Who dabbled with it, you know. Some other bands that dabbled with sparkly clothes. So we started having our clothes designed. Well, Sun Ra liked it. So Sun Ra's band, instead of going up there drab, looking just like, you know, jazz musicians from the 40s and 50s, started wearing these really cool outfits. Sparkles and shiny gold lame and hats. Ever since then, that's how they dress.
And let me ask you this:
cool.
kind of after you guys had become popular and you were kind of a well-known drummer, who was it that, where it may have meant something to you, somebody that came up later, who came up and told you that maybe you were their biggest influence or you were their hero, somebody that, you know, where it meant something to you, where they were a well-known band or something that came up and said, you know, you were my biggest influence. Do you have a story like that?
Well-known bands. I've had drummers come up all over the world and tell me that I was an influence. And I haven't really kept track what bigger bands would. I don't think so. But hundreds of drummers across the world come up and say, man, you know, you changed my life, you changed my style, you got me to think that I could do whatever I wanted to. And I got quite a few people. I was never a well-known drummer. See, that's why the MC5 probably won't. I've been thinking about this. I went through this tiny obsession just a little while ago about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and that we're not in it yet. And then this obsession started making me crazy. And I started thinking, well, why don't they have us in that? Well, how come we're not in? I mean, they got ABBA, Donovan, rock and roll. Hello, hello. Where's Donovan's rock and roll? And it says right here, I brought this. I'm going to read this because it's effing hilarious. This is from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's internet site. Eligibility. To be eligible for induction as an artist, performer, composer, musician into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the artist must have released a record, got that one done, in the generally accepted sense of that phrase. At least 25 years prior, got that one done, almost double, prior to the year of induction, and have demonstrated unquestionable musical excellence. The Beastie Boys? Yeah, man. We shall consider factors such as an artist's musical influence on other artists, length and depth of career, the body of work, innovation and superiority in style and technique. But musical excellence shall be the essential qualification of induction. Okay, so they have 500 zombies that vote for the nominees in any given year. There are 500 rock aficionados all across the world. I think this most likely is that we're just not well known enough. Honestly. When we released our first record with the MF on it, we had problems because of the swear word. We had problems with the AM stations. It already, as soon as it came out, it zoomed right to number 2. But then we started getting flack from the major chains like Hudson's, etc., about the MF on it. Are you swearing on this documentary?
Oh yeah, sure.
I really don't like to swear anymore. I try not to. Take out the jams, motherfuckers. And we fucked together in the liner notes. That caused numerous problems for us. It's another pet peeve of mine. It's one of the things that helped. One of the 5 major things I believe that was a blessing and a curse that destroyed the band.
But do you feel that that was
professional?
more hurtful than helpful, or, I mean, where do you fall on that?
Me personally,
Yeah.
more hurtful than helpful. Because if you came to see the MC5 play, you knew that a Kick Out the Jams had Mother Fucker at the end of it. You knew it. In fact, we used tricks when we were playing around. If cops came, they wanted to arrest us, which we got arrested numerous times, not numerous, but a few times for obscenity. Cops, one time we had 10 cops with billy clubs on stage, leather jackets, you know, the whole 9 yards, smacking their billy clubs in their hand, just waiting for us to say it. And Rob would say, okay everybody, you can see that we can't say it, right guys? And so let's practice. So he'd say, kick out the jams, and the audience would go, motherfucker. And Rob would say, come on, do it right. All right, you ready? Kick out the jams, and the audience screamed, motherfuckers, all in unison. And the cops were pissed. You cannot arrest 400 kids. Anyway, the bottom line is, I think we got into trouble, and that was the beginning of us getting into trouble with the powers that be, corporate America.